Forgotten by Design, Part 7. Decision Time. Light years away, in the bustling star system of Sagittarius A, close to the galactic center of the Milky Way, the human situation had reached its climax. The cavernous council chamber of the Galactic Federation throbbed with expectation. Emissaries from countless star systems waited with bated breath, their collective attention on the grand holographic display in the center. Earth, in its blue and green splendor, shimmered as the focal point. High above the council, Commander Zyrex stood at a communicator console, deep in a secured conversation with Talon, who was currently aboard his vessel near the Earth's orbital space station. "How are things proceeding on your end?" Zyrex inquired. "Better than expected," Talon replied. "The humans have been gracious hosts. They are curious, intelligent, and the range of their emotions astounds me every day. There's a sense of hope in the air, a hope that the Federation will see their worth." Zyrex nodded. "The Council is about to cast its vote. This decision could alter the course of their history, and ours." On the central podium, the presiding officer, a tall, ethereal being with shimmering skin, rose. "Members of the Council, the hour of decision is upon us. We must weigh the potential of the humans against the potential risks they pose. Their creation was our doing, our responsibility. Now we must decide their fate." As the last echoes of the presiding officer's voice faded, a representative from the desert world of Sirian stood up, her sand-colored robes flowing gracefully around her. "I ask the Council to remember that the humans have made considerable leaps in a short span. Yes, their origin as warriors for our cause is known, but they've evolved, found love, culture, and aspirations. Do we not owe it to them to see their full potential?" A counter-argument came swiftly from a tall, tree-like representative from Verdant Prime. "Yet, that rapid evolution, their insatiable curiosity, it's a double-edged sword. Today they seek knowledge. Tomorrow they might seek dominance. If we created them, is it not our prerogative to end the experiment if it's deemed dangerous?" The chamber was filled with murmurs, nods, and whispers as more beings voiced their opinions. Each perspective carried weight, each argument filled with millennia of experiences from their home worlds. While the debate raged, Zyrex transmitted a secure message to Talon. "Prepare for any outcome, Commander. This is closer than I anticipated." Talon's response was filled with resolve. "Understood. The humans know the gravity of the situation. They're ready." As the deliberations neared an end, the presiding officer called for silence. "It is time. Cast your votes." In the deep silence, holographic beams of light shot up from the council members' stations, their colors indicating their choices. As each light beam reached the ceiling, a counter displayed the tally. The entire chamber held its breath, waiting. The final vote was cast and the result displayed. The decision to send an envoy to Earth to assess humanity's readiness for the Federation had passed, but by a razor-thin margin, just one vote. A mixture of relief and trepidation filled the chamber. The Syrian representative whispered to her aide, "This isn't an outright victory, but it's a start." Zyrex immediately connected with Talon. "Commander, the humans will have their chance." "I'll inform Admiral Lansing. This is a new dawn for humanity," Talon responded. Little did they know that the challenges and opportunities awaiting both the Federation and humanity would be unlike any they had encountered before. Forgotten by Design, Part 8. The Federation is coming. At Genesis Station, orbiting Earth, a meeting of immense significance was unfolding. Talon, with his avian features and poised stance, stood facing the vast expanse of stars, the blue-green jewel of Earth shimmering below. The news of the Galactic Federation's impending envoy had been relayed. This was a moment that would be etched in history. Admiral Lansing approached, his face reflecting a mix of elation and trepidation. "Commander Talon, humanity has been waiting for a day like this, even if we didn't know it. The very skies are changing." Talon turned, nodding. "Indeed, Admiral. The Federation's representatives will be here in 3 Earth weeks." Lansing smiled, his eyes reflecting the enormity of the situation. "A reason to celebrate, wouldn't you say?" "But first," Talon responded, "there is much to prepare, and Earth's inhabitants must be informed." "I've already contacted the United Nations Secretary-General," Lansing mentioned, tapping his communicator. "She's on her way and wishes to speak with you directly. We're considering a global introduction to you and the incoming envoy from the station." Talon's eyebrows raised in surprise. "A live broadcast to your entire population? That's a bold move, Admiral." "Bold times call for bold measures," Lansing shrugged, just as the airlock hissed open to admit the UN Secretary-General and several global dignitaries. The grand reception hall of Genesis Station had been prepared for this very moment. Talon greeted them with the customary human handshake. The Secretary-General, a steely-eyed, middle-aged woman, was the first to engage. "Commander Talon, it's an honor, but before we address the world, I need to know our story from your perspective, particularly about Dr. Lyrian and the true origin of humans." Talon hesitated for a moment, gauging the room, then began, "Before the Federation's war with the Kriller, humans did not exist in the form you recognize today. A distinguished scientist within the Federation, Dr. Lyrian, became fascinated by a primate species from one of our planets. He saw potential in them that went beyond their natural evolution." Every ear in the room hung on Talon's words, the weight of humanity's untold history pressing down. Using cutting-edge genetic manipulation, Dr. Lyrian transformed these primates. He elongated their limbs, expanded their brain capacity, and instilled within them a unique blend of traits: aggression, empathy, intelligence, and an unyielding curiosity. In essence, he crafted beings that were both thinkers and warriors, a sentient weapon designed for the Federation to wield against the Kriller. After Talon's revelation about humanity's engineered origins, the Secretary-General posed a question that seemed to hang in the air. "And the Kriller, Commander? What became of them?" Talon's expression hardened briefly, his gaze momentarily distant. "Humans were exceptional. When given objectives, whether in the vast reaches of space aboard our ships or on ground battles, humanity was unparalleled. They demonstrated a remarkable ability to outthink their adversaries, countering and pivoting in strategies that even some of our brightest tacticians couldn't predict. Ultimately, humans became the linchpin in our victory against the Kriller." The room remained silent, every person hanging on his every word, absorbing the gravity of humanity's role in a cosmic war. Talon sighed deeply. However, once the war ended, a dilemma arose. Humanity had been so effective, so lethal, that their mere existence became a point of contention. Some factions within the Federation argued that humans, with their sentience and demonstrated might, should be granted recognition and a place among the stars. Others, fearing their potency, wanted them contained. He continued, "After heated deliberations, a compromise of sorts was reached. Humans were transported to Earth, a vibrant world teeming with life, and left to their own devices, unmonitored, unsupervised, and essentially abandoned. That was tens of millennia ago, and here we are now conversing on your space station. Humanity's resilience and drive have brought them far." The room's atmosphere grew thick with the gravity of Talon's revelation. The Secretary-General absorbed the information, her face unreadable. "Thank you, Commander. It's essential we understand our origins as we step onto the galactic stage." Talon nodded, continuing with the briefing. "When the envoy arrives, they will assess Earth on various fronts: culture, technology, society, and, importantly, intentions. Your reception and cooperation will be crucial during this evaluation." The Secretary-General responded with determination. "We'll rally our people, Commander. This revelation, while unsettling, provides us an opportunity to unite like never before. If we're to step out into the galaxy, we should do so together." Admiral Lansing added, "We're already planning a global broadcast from Genesis Station. When it airs, it will likely be the most watched event in human history." Talon paused, processing the weight of the situation. "Let me get approval from my commanding officer, but I believe he'll see the value in this." As the meeting concluded, Genesis Station buzzed with renewed energy. Crew members bustled about, and preparations were underway on all fronts. The Galactic Federation was coming, and Earth was on the cusp of a new dawn. Lansing, gazing out at Earth, whispered, "This is our moment, Talon." Talon simply replied, "Let's hope humanity shines as brightly as that planet down there." Forgotten by Design, Part 9, The Broadcast. The grand halls of Genesis Station had never witnessed such fervor. Technicians scurried around, setting up broadcasting equipment, while communication experts from various nations huddled in animated discussion. The plan was to simultaneous translation into every language on Earth, ensuring the message would be universally understood by everyone at the same time. Admiral Lansing, grappling with the situation, said, "We have one chance to do this right. Our message has to be unified and clear." The Secretary General, in deep contemplation, responded, "Transparency is key. We must be forthcoming about our limited knowledge while emphasizing the potential of what's to come." Talon, who had been observing quietly, stepped forward. "If the issue is conveying the message across linguistic barriers, I have technology aboard my ship that can broadcast in every language simultaneously." The moment of the broadcast drew near. As the lights dimmed and a global audience tuned in, a historic hush settled over Genesis Station. With a voice that resonated with gravity and hope, the Secretary General began. "People of Earth, today marks a turning point in our history. We stand on the precipice of a new era, having made contact with the Galactic Federation." She then introduced Talon, whose avian visage became a focus for billions. Talon conveyed the Federation's peaceful intentions, Earth's shared past, and the potential horizons of cooperation and exploration. He appealed to humanity's spirit of curiosity and unity. Admiral Lansing detailed the events that led to this disclosure, speaking of the discovery and the burgeoning relationship with the Federation. "This isn't an invitation from them to us, but an opportunity for us to reach out, expanding our understanding and horizons, together." The broadcast concluded, and Earth reacted. In New York's Times Square, faces reflected the wonder and possibility of a universe waiting to be explored. In a remote village in Africa, the old spoke to the young, comparing Talon's words with ancient legends, finding comfort in stories passed down generations. Europe was ablaze with debate. Scholars, theologians, and thinkers pondered the implications of this revelation against the backdrop of human history. But not all reactions radiated optimism. Certain governments, wary of external interference, questioned the timing and authenticity of the Federation's outreach. Defensive measures were taken, with military installations across the globe bracing for the unknown. Online, conspiracy theories flourished. Some called the broadcast an elaborate globalist ploy, while others dredged up tales of ancient extraterrestrial overlords. As divisive narratives gained traction, cities saw protests. "Protect Earth" became the rallying cry for those who perceived the Federation's contact as a threat. After monitoring these global reactions, the Secretary General convened a crucial meeting. "We anticipated a mixed response, but the magnitude of fear and resistance could be counterproductive." Admiral Lansing mused, "While direct action is necessary, we should also think long-term. Perhaps, once the Federation's envoy arrives, we can propose an exchange program, cultural showcases, direct interactions. It could be the bridge we need." Talon nodded thoughtfully. "It's a possibility, and one that I believe the Federation might be amenable to. However, we must tread with care. Humanity, in its diversity, will need time to adjust." And as the days passed, the world indeed took its time. Communities debated, families reflected, and individuals grappled with the reality of a universe much larger than they'd ever imagined. The vastness of space and the promise of new allies and challenges lay ahead, but for now, Earth paused, taking a collective breath as it processed its place in the grand cosmic narrative. The arrival. 2 weeks had passed since the revelation of humanity's origins, and the collective spirit of Earth had undergone a profound metamorphosis. The once fiery protests had now subdued to a persistent simmer, largely confined to pockets of non-believers, some of whom were spiritual leaders with vast followings. Their distrust would be a challenge in the days to come, but for now, Earth presented a facade of unity, especially under the aegis of the United Nations. As the Galactic Federation's envoy approached, anticipation reached a fever pitch. Genesis Station, orbiting Earth, was abuzz with activity. Admiral Lansing, alongside the UN Secretary-General, prepared to receive the otherworldly guests. When the Federation's ships appeared in Earth's orbit, they dwarfed any human-made structure. 2 colossal battlecruisers, with intricate designs and lights that shimmered like stars, flanked a smaller but no less impressive diplomatic vessel. Their sheer size was awe-inspiring, reinforcing Earth's nascent position in the cosmic hierarchy. The envoy made its first stop at Genesis Station. Delegates of varying appearances disembarked, some humanoid, some not, but all exuding an aura of sophistication and power. Their technology, with devices that seemed to function on mere thought, and their mannerisms painted them as beings from a world or worlds far more advanced. Admiral Lansing, stepping forward, tried to mask his awe. "Welcome to Genesis Station, representatives of the Galactic Federation." One of the envoys, a tall being with iridescent skin, responded, "Thank you, Admiral Lansing. We've observed Earth from afar, but witnessing your home and achievements up close is enlightening." The delegation was then given a brief overview of Earth's history, highlighting the strides humanity had made. Yet when they learned of the world wars and other conflicts, there was palpable concern. The iridescent-skinned envoy, who introduced herself as Ambassador Thylia, remarked, "Such internal strife on a planetary scale is rare. It's something we'll need to consider." Their arrival on Earth was nothing short of historic. As their diplomatic craft descended, millions gathered to witness the moment. Screens across the globe broadcasted the event, capturing every detail. Upon landing, the envoys were escorted to the United Nations headquarters. The General Assembly had been convened in their honor, and the hall was filled to capacity. Flags of all member nations flanked the stage, symbolizing Earth's unity. The UN Secretary-General began, "On behalf of all of humanity, we welcome you to our planet. May this be the start of a harmonious relationship." Ambassador Thylia, standing at the podium, responded, "We come in peace and hope for mutual growth. The Federation has long been a consortium of civilizations, and perhaps in time humanity can join our ranks." However, during the discussions that followed, cultural and communicative challenges became evident. At one point, a delegate from Earth referenced grasping the olive branch, a symbol of peace. This seemed to cause confusion among some Federation members until Thylia clarified, hinting at the nuances of interstellar diplomacy. Further, a suggestion to showcase Earth's diverse cuisine at a banquet seemed to be met with hesitation. Dietary differences and the concept of consuming organic matter might be alien to some Federation species. Yet amidst these challenges, there were moments of profound connection. A shared appreciation for art, music, and the wonders of the cosmos hinted at common threads that bound all sentient beings. As the meeting concluded, the Secretary-General summarized the sentiment. "We have much to learn from each other and many bridges to build, but today we've taken the first step." In the days that followed, Earthlings everywhere processed the historic events. While there was awe and hope, there was also apprehension. Earth was truly no longer alone in the universe, and the path ahead, while promising, was shrouded in uncertainty.